Hallo, folkens! Yes, vi skal spille The Stanley Parade. Hvis lyden er for høy, spam kommentarfeltet med en gang. Vær så snill, siden da får jeg fiksa det med en gang. Skal vi se. Åh. Oh yeah. Jeg tror lyden er litt høy, så jeg bare skrur den ned litt grann. Der kanskje. Jeg ser meg selv live. Oh my god. Yes. Også bare sånn kjapt om livestreaming. Når det står starting soon, så betyr det at jeg starter snart. Så ja, da kommer jeg ut. Yes, men jeg tenker vi bare begynner. Får vi se hvordan det er. Jeg er litt spent. Jeg har sett veldig mange sånn store youtubere har laget videoer herifra. Så jeg tenkte, herregud, jeg må jo prøve det spillet her, siden det var så kult. Liksom masse forskjellige endings og diverse greier. Så det blir spennende.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley var glad.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Han gjorde det, ja. Ok, ja, nå det sånn at jeg skal... Oh, wow, han går fort. Skal vi se, jeg må ha litt sens litt høyere. Sikkert sånn. Yes. Skal vi se. Yes, bare sånn kjappe ting. Når fortelleren snakker, så kommer jeg ikke til å si noe. Bare sånn at dere vet det. Og til de av dere som sier at streamen lagger, skru ned kvaliteten, så håper jeg det går bedre. Det ikke på min side det lagger i alle fall. Så, yes. Oi, litt streamception der sånn. Men yes, da begynner vi, folkens. Jeg tenkte i første omgang så skal vi høre på han hele veien.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ok. Så egentlig så skal jeg bare gå videre, ja da. Hallo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Venstre. Den god. Hei til Holmenkollen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hei. Hvem bytta? Skal vi se.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ok, vi gikk oppover. Skal vi se. Vi skal til sjefens kontor. Dette var jo kult kontor. Det gikk ikke an å åpne opp. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Skal vi se, går det an å få noe tekst her? Skal vi se... Tekst. Vet dere om det finnes tekst her? Nei, det går helt sikkert ikke an. Det legespill? Nei. Jeg vet egentlig ikke hvordan det spillet her foregår.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Skal vi se hva som skjuler seg her borte.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ja, det var her vi gikk. Mind Control Facility, ja. Og hva skjedde her?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wow.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Skal vi se. Det tekst. Skru på subtitles. Hvor det? Der det ikke. Spillet... Jeg vet egentlig ikke hva spillet handler om. Advanced. Skal vi se. Er det noen som vet? Nei, det ikke et skrekkspill. Ikke et skrekkspill. Better ending, so Stanley decided to take up a gun and shoot himself. Video. Det må jo være på video. Hva det jeg ikke ser? Hva det jeg ikke ser? Skriv gjerne I kommentarfeltet hvis dere vet hvor det
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this
427 midt på skjermen der nå.
Boring job that his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Jeg husker deg, Kristin.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
What is that?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Closed captions as subtitles, okay. What's that? Closed. Der. Takk. Tusen takk. Men hva er det jeg skal her nå? Ikke den store. Nei. En, to. Det er veldig rart spill det her. Skal vi bare stikke ut her igjen? Hei, Stavanger! Ja, sett gjerne en like. Sett gjerne en like.
When at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off. Woo! Okay. Tusen takk.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Nei.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Jeg vil
That
ut.
was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Jeg vil ut.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Ok.
And Stanley was happy.
Han var glad. Ja, nuben har sixpack. Oi, prestasjonen låst opp. Beat the game. Skal vi se. Da tenker jeg vi kan gjøre det motsatte av det han sier hver gang.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Å nei da, det hadde han ikke, vet du. Hei, Sjesmo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok, det er venstre, så nå skal vi gjøre alt motsatt, så da går vi
This
høyre.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Å, gjorde han
Perhaps
det?
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Latterlig.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Jeg vil ha
It had
kaffe.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate,
Mm.
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nei.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay. Do not jump. Okay. Betyr det at jeg skal
I think
hoppe?
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Really,
I realize that
I'm
investing your
not.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Det
that
sa jeg ikke
convinced
skal
that I
hoppe.
want something bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Ok, gjør det da.
Give me a chance.
Gjør det da.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
The red door? Nei, tror ikke det.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Ja, red door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red door. Nei,
All
det gjorde det
right,
ikke.
fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Nei, jeg skal ikke det. Jeg skal ikke la deg stoppe
You
meg.
see? There's nothing here.
Å, er det
I haven't
ingenting
even
her?
finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Ja.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Ja.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that?
Nei.
Because I did.
Nei.
And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Hva da? Jeg går her, ja.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Og du gjorde det.
Can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Få se. The Stanley Parable. Worldwide leaderboard. Hæ? Hvor er jeg igjen da? Hvor er jeg? Bull. Det der er så bull. Ok. Åpnet du deg? Nei. Ok, da går vi i midten.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah.
Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Nei, jeg hadde digget det.
Let me boot it up.
Ok, kjør på. Kjør på. Kjør på. Hei, Stavanger.
In this game, the baby
Nice.
crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful
Er det
game,
mulig?
all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oi, haha, brant det der? Hæ? Oi. Men det der gidder jeg ikke, det var evig, vet du.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Ja, det siste.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Jeg håper det.
Hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Skal vi se. Hva skal du spille nå?
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Ja!
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough?
Ja.
Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Jeg vil ikke. Men utrop til Notodden og utrop til Stjørdal. Hallo, Univin. Hvordan har du det i dag? Jeg har det veldig bra. Hva med deg? Skal vi se, vi får gjøre det.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Diamond everything!
Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Skal vi gå der? Ja, men... Jeg vil ikke! Jeg kan ikke hoppe her, så...
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nei. Jeg har ikke det. Kan jeg trykke på Nei. Her er det sopp. Nei.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
Okay.
Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Nei.
Okay, new game.
Hvilken screen recorder? Akkurat nå så bruker jeg XSplit. Hei, PewDiePie. Portal!
Yes, I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Den sangen altså. Ok. Aperture.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. your forte.
Is it?
Genius.
Oh, genius. Oh.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
Oh, jeg må
I
spille
really don't care
Portal.
much to see you stumble through any
Jeg vil
more of
spille
these games.
Portal. Hva er det jeg nettopp gjorde? Skal vi se. Ikke skrem meg. Ok. Hvilke spill er det her, da? Nå er jeg litt redd, jeg, nå. Dette her er skummelt. Jeg bruker XSplit, som sagt, til å screenrecorde nå. Har de oppgradert rommet mitt? Nå forstår jeg ingenting. Hva er det som skjer nå? Er det noen som vet hva jeg skal gjøre? Nei.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right
Det var
now.
veldig skummelt.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Ok.
I can wait.
Ja, greit. Det kan jeg også. For det er en hyggelig stream jeg kan prate med. Hva er det du kan gjøre? Bare være spillet? Nei, du kan loade, du. Ja. Skal vi se. Er jeg tilbake nå? Jeg er stuck. Nei, der.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nå har det forandret seg her.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Nei.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Ok.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, det kan hende.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Minecraft
Thank
mod som
goodness
heter
Stanley had taken
Tale of
this detour
Kingdoms. Jeg kan
on
sjekke
his
det
way
ut.
to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ja, greit, vi skal gjøre det nå da.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nei, det gjorde vi ikke. Vi gikk ned her, vi. Oi, skjedde nå?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Nei?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
No.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Ja, kom igjen da. Kom igjen da. Hei, Sander.
Let's see, we went down right, down, left, right. Yep, okay,
Det kommer ingen slender.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ok. Det ikke noen andre veier jeg kan gå her. Det spillet her skal ikke være skummelt I det hele tatt, folkens, bare sånn at dere vet det.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Her har jeg vært allerede.
Okay. We just
Her har jeg vært allerede.
Who am I kidding?
Og jeg ønsker meg til jul. Håndklær.
Now, the whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top. Skal vi se. Nå har det blitt vanlig igjen, da.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja. Det kan godt hende.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the
Sett gjerne igjen
story.
en like for det spillet her, det helt fantastisk.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come Stanley, let's find the story.
Ok. Skal vi finne storyen? Det kan vi gjøre. Kan gjøre det sammen.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Nei.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ok, skal vi se hva som skjer nå.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Perhaps he simply missed a memo. Nei. Hvor mye det spillet koster? Det koster...
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Det koster 12 euro.
The story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Nå har jeg gått veldig, veldig langt.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Ja.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ok. Skal vi se. Oi.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
Dette minner
Is
om
this the
Amnesia.
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Prestasjon låst opp, you can't
Since I've
jump.
completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Hei til
You
Trondheim.
win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so
Ja.
good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work.
Jo, jeg gikk veldig, veldig
Some people win
langt.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Ja, det har de gjort veldig mange ganger. Det har de gjort veldig mange ganger, det. Ok. Ok, bare 2 sekunder nå. Skal jeg bare sjekke masse meldinger på Skype. La 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 la. Tilbake.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
How simple is that? Skal vi følge den her, eller skal vi ta og gå utenom? Dere bestemmer. Skal vi gå her? Eller der? Dere bestemmer. Hva sånn å laste opp en video av Call of Duty Ghost? Halla nabben! Kom på Hive. Nja. Hvilken screen recorder jeg bruker? Jeg bruker XSplit, det har jeg sagt veldig mange ganger nå. Hei, elsker deg. Å, jeg elsker deg jo. Yes. Skal vi se. Kan jeg få en svar? Minecraft, please. Ja, jeg bare følger den. Jeg bare følger den her. Ok, sånn. Og så der, og der.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination
ja, men jeg klarer ikke gå på veggen.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ja.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Go back and look at that fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Det mulig? Skal vi følge den der en gang til?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Der? Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want?
Dette her går jo i sirkler.
Go wild. Use your imagination.
Jeg snur meg.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Du? Jeg snur meg. Dette så teit. Vær så snill. Der! Nå skjedde det noe.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Herregud. Spillet her drøyt. Det så drøyt. Skal vi se.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Skal jeg gå i
Okay.
Skal jeg gå i
So I know
sirkler?
that each door has to lead somewhere. which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Det kan hende.
Since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Ok,
Come, Stanley. Our destiny
la oss gå til
awaits.
høyre.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all...
Det veldig mange...
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really...
Det spillet her helt
No,
awesome.
it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Ikke?
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Skal vi vise en sexy
Will someone
six-pack?
come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Kom igjen da. Kom igjen da.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a
Trykk på
kind of
det
story, wouldn't you
4-3-0.
agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Ok. Hva skjedde?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
Yeah.
No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Skal jeg trykke 20 ganger?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Ja, ok, 50
Perhaps
ganger.
50 clicks will do it.
Greit.
Yes, almost
Greit.
certainly 50 clicks.
Ja. Kom igjen. Å, strekk i ryggen. Å, sliten. Ja, å, kom igjen da. Deilig. Kom igjen da.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I
det
want to see some
mulig?
hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Ja.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Hva hvis jeg har lyst til å stå her da? Skal jeg gå til neste? 417. Hvor er 417 da? 4-1 der. Skal vi se. Da skal vi trykke her. Skal jeg vise rumpa mi?
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
4-3-7. Hvor er 4-3-7?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Nei.
he entered the door on his left.
Greit. 4-13.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oi, en
But
bil.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
Går i sirkel.
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Ja, alt det går i
For
sirkel.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Nei.
I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Ja.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oi.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Ok.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Ok, skal vi se hva
He
som skjer nå.
felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Vis
All I want
rumpa.
is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Kan vise rumpa, du.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am
Ok.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ikke skrem meg.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ok. The Mariella
Mariella
Parable?
woke up on a day like any
Parable?
other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ok. Slutten på hver omgang blir jo helt twistet hver gang. Det er helt vilt. Ok, nå skal vi gjøre den achievementen.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
Jo.
A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that
Nå skal vi gjøre den achievementen her. Jeg må bare finne dør 437.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Oi, sorry.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Kom igjen da. 50 trykk. Hæ? Hva?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Ok, så der er 437. Skal vi se.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Det er greit.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Ok. 415. Hvor er den? Skal vi se.
Now, back to door number 437.
Ok. Men du sa 10 klikk. Han blir sinna. Han blir sinna.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Ok. 417.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Hvordan?
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Oh my god!
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 43. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Oh. Kom igjen da. Nei, nå ville han ikke mer. Skal vi se. Da skal vi fortsette. Skal vi se. Jeg kommer nok til å streame i en sånn 10 minutter til, tenker jeg.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Ja.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Høres digg ut.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Det gjorde han ikke.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look,
Nå skal vi
Stanley,
nemlig
I think perhaps
følge den
we've
her.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Really,
I
I'm
realize that
not.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
No.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
Her det mørkt.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Shit, det
If you
skott.
can truly play...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about...
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Ja.
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ok. Skal vi inn på soverommet?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last,
Kom igjen da.
choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Det skal jeg gjøre.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
Okay.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Or maybe this time.
Kom igjen da. Kom igjen da.
And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Nå blir det siste runde, folkens, så jeg nødt til å gå.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Skal vi hoppe over her?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Nei.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Really,
I
I'm
realize that
not.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Skal vi se.
Give me a chance. Now,
Nå
listen
skal vi gå
carefully,
gjennom
this
den
is
blå
important.
helt til det kommer piler til den
Stanley
røde.
walked through the red door.
Nei, ikke første gangen.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're
Der.
communicating
Nå.
properly. Stanley walked. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Hvorfor det mørkt? Jeg liker ikke når spillet blir mørkt.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Ja, du gjør det?
No, wait. Where are you going?
Jeg ville videre da.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ja, og...
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Skal jeg hoppe ned? Jeg gjør det.
No! Oh, thank God. No, no, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Woo! Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Jo da. Jeg ser det. Men altså, jeg gidder jo ikke være her i 10 timer da. Kom igjen. Kom igjen.
No, perhaps not.
Nettopp. Da blir det trappa.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Ja.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Ja.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it.
Ja.
I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Da klarte vi det. Yes, folkens. Da tenker jeg vi avslutter her nå. Tusen hjertelig takk for at dere har sett på. Sett gjerne en tommel opp for det spillet her. Jeg synes det er fantastisk, og det er veldig mange mer muligheter i det spillet her. Det er veldig mange steder man kan gå som jeg ikke har gått ennå. Så hvis dere har lyst til å teste det ut, så gå på Steam og sjekk det ut. Jeg vil anbefale dere det. Det er veldig moro. Og yes, sett en like, subscribe hvis du ikke har gjort det, og legg den til i favoritter hvis du virkelig likte den videoen / streamen her. Så tusen takk for at du så på. Vi snakkes, folkens. Ha det bra. Woo! Yes, det betyr utrolig mye at dere ser på. Evig takknemlig. Yes. Ha det! What is going on? Skal vi se. Nå er det YouTube-bug her. Bare sånn at dere vet det. Sånn. Yes. Tusen takk for at dere har sett på, folkens. Jeg går av nå, så snakkes vi. Yes. Ha det bra! Glad i dere. Glad i dere alle sammen. Jeg mener